Oh, reverse might help. Alright, welcome to today's car vlog. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you're watching this over coffee or something. We try to load our videos every morning at 5 a.m. They're pretty much me talking about random things or topics or stuff I come up with or find interesting or would like to do similar that I find on the internet. So yeah, that's kind of what you expect. If you'd like to see more, hit mash that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, or leave a comment below, and we'll do our best to answer your questions and maintain an open dialogue on what we put on the show and content. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. And you want to see a topic or something, or do you just have a general question, or you're like Corey or Speed Productions, conversate over helping each other out, because we're all new to the whole blogging. So yeah, if you look in the previous history, check out Corey, CB Media, guy in Japan, cool video, cool stuff going with the up garage and stuff, very, very nifty. Go check him out, and give him a subscribe, dude. Look him up. Same with Speed Productions. He's got a Corvette similar to mine. He's got a Stingray red. He's got some pretty cool accessories, which is kind of what we're talking about. But yeah, check out their channels and stuff like that. But moving on to the topic today, which is kind of where we're leading off to here, is Corvette, my Corvette specifically. I'm not in it right now. Lovely New England weather. It's not Corvette weather today. And so what I do is drive the Trailblazer, or I have Missy drive me around in the Jeep. Not really like that. I don't drive the Jeep, she does, so it's her driving me around. If you've watched other episodes, kind of like it. It's not so bad. But so thinking about it now that I've owned my first Corvette, and yes, I picked out my Corvette and got all the options how I wanted them. Didn't really have any second thoughts about them, and kind of picked what I thought based on what I had done research on and found on the internet. And now that I've seen other Corvettes doing the whole car show thing, I realized that there are a few options that I would have done differently, and these are 5 options I would have done differently if I order another Corvette. Mind you, I am considering I'm considering getting the Carbon 68 Grand Sport Edition that is here at a local dealership. The only problem is it's in a dealership that I've had an issue with in the past. Granted, that issue has been resolved to my satisfaction. I'm just leery about going into that deal. But yeah, I've considered doing that. But if I were to go get another Corvette other than the Carbon 68, what things would I order? Definitely differently. First off, the seats. I would have definitely ordered the racing seats instead of the standard seat in the car. Realizing that all the little motorized functionality and the comfort of the seat, I'm not in it long enough to really care that it's not that comfortable for that, but I kind of prefer the fact that I would have the performance seat if I decided to romp on it. I'm a little skinny in the waist and a little thin in the hips, so I move around even with the seat at its optimal setting to scrunch your butt. And with the competition seats, I don't have to worry about that so much because of the design of the seat. varies enough that it holds my little butt just fine. So yeah, I would get the seat and do that. Definitely get that. The Aero 3 package, obviously, I would have rather opted for. I've seen the difference now. It was hard to really notice the difference because when I got my Grand Sport, there weren't many of them out yet, and the dealership only had them in certain configurations, and it wasn't like they were hand-picked. They were basically dealer setups to kind of show people this is kind of like package group A, this is our package group B kind of thing, is my impression of it. But they have a shit ton of Corvettes, so you understand. It was just the fact they didn't have any of the Grand Sports out, and they were moving quick when they did get them out. So it was tough. So I ended up getting a Grand Sport, and it was exactly what I wanted, because at the time I didn't know the Grand Sport was coming out, and I was debating on a Stingray and the Z06. So yeah, that was kind of my happy place. So the Aero, yes, the Aero is definitely what I would have preferred. I would have preferred to have gotten the Aero 3 because I do like the curved rocker guard, and the fact that you get the taller rear wing spoiler, and it looks super cool. I still can do that, but it looks really cool in that car. It's really, really cool in the Corvette 68 because it's all one piece now. But yeah, I would want the Aero 3. The other is the ceramic brakes. I didn't opt for them because I didn't really think about it. I really was like, oh, I live in New England, shitty weather, I don't plan on track racing the car, and I don't like, I don't do a whole lot of heavy braking, and I don't performance drive it, you know, yada yada yada. I don't really have a need for it. Yes, I don't have a need for it. It's completely excess. And at the time I was trying to rationale a totally excess purchase in my life with rationale options. I should have just stuck with the excess. And that's kind of why I think I want the carbon ceramic brakes now. It's just because it's damn sexy when you see it in person. Online does it no justice. It doesn't. I hate to say it, it just gives the car even more gravitas when you're driving around in it, and or having it parked at a car show. It really is just that, and I love the idea with that. Now here's one that I should have learned my lesson, but I definitely have now. I bought another car that was black. Obviously I'm not gonna do that again. And I really, really, really should have gotten the Watkins Gray Corvette. Once again, it was another thing I hadn't seen yet. On paper, I was like, it can't be that cool. And on the internet and videos, it was wow factor. But when you see it in person, the Watkins Gray up against the black, and in this case, the white Grand Sport, the Watkins Gray just whoops its ass. The other two asses just looks that much more badass. And the fact that it hides scratches really, really well, because the black on the Corvette, oh my lord, it's a nightmare. I'm afraid to breathe on it sometimes because it might scuff the paint on that car. Or I might be able to see another nick or scratch or whatever under the high watt lights we have in the garage now. Yeah, I would have preferred the Watkins Gray. Like Missy's Jeep has that metallic, a darker metallic gray, and you don't really see the scratches or any of the nicks. It hides well. It hides dirt and all that very well. And that's the thing with a black car. You see it when it's dirty. I have to wash it religiously. I do a touchless wash, and you know, the whole car shampoo, that stuff. So yeah, I would have preferred the Watkins Gray. And lastly here, before we get to where we're going, this is the one I would I think I would change to, and that's the Alcantara inserts, the suede inserts. I was fortunate to be able to see another Corvette that had the panels done as an option from the factory, and the steering wheel, and it's just something about it on the steering wheel. It's like, it is a total changer, game changer, and the steering wheel is exactly the same. It's not any more performance savvier. It just feels better, you know, to be honest. It really does. It just feels a shit ton better. And that's kind of what I was thinking and what I like. So yeah, that's kind of what I wouldn't mind doing. And that's really, like, in a nutshell, really all I would, now that I come to think of it, that I would want to change option-wise in my Corvette. I mean, I'd still stay with the Grand Sport. I mean, you even heard it. Even when the Carbon 68 version, I still want a Grand Sport Carbon 68 version, not a Z06 version. I truly think having the Grand Sport is a perfect balancing point. It is like the Goldilocks of the lineup right now, in that it's balanced. You have just enough engine, enough power to weight ratio, just enough suspension and control, and you can dial in your level of comfort with control functionality. So if you want to, you know, ease back on just the traction control, you can. You can, you know, if you want to totally unlock everything and really, as I call it, put the car in purist mode, yeah, you can. I mean, so you can get anywhere in between with it, and it's very well equipped to do so, versus, you know, the Z06 in my eyes is still just fucking bone nut crushing scary in its current configuration, because it just seems to be way leaning on the power band versus, you know, trackability. It's like somebody decided Corvettes needed to be on the drag strip at the local street show, you know, and that's fine and dandy. I mean, it's about fucking time they built a fucking super beast, because as long as you can get power, you can always wrap around controlling it. The hardest part is squeezing power into something and maintaining weight and controlling heat. They got the power plant figured out finally, so, you know, they just got to figure out some of the, you know, some of the other aspects, like, you know, keeping it cool for one thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I would still stick with the Grand Sport, and those are the options I'd want to maintain. Sorry for running off into ramble land. But yeah, so that's today's show. Thanks for watching.